My Instagram page shut down. I'm fucking.
All right, let's talk about
Y'all know wants to come on. All right, was the white men fucking the men and women when
yes,
they discovered? Yes,
yes. It's called buck breaking.
It's called
the
breaking.
First
It's
place
called
that
breaking
the
the
slaves
buck. It's called
did that.
breaking
Guess
the
where
buck.
they did it at?
It's called breaking the buck.
Guess where they did it at? Jamaica. That's why Jamaicans don't fuck with that gay shit. If you're a Buttttt boy, you better stay in them trees.
This is what I talked about last week on live, and when I was talking about the whole binary movement,
slavery,
and all this stuff, I said my personal
they
opinion.
Don't like women.
That homosexuality is not innate in our DNA. It came from
Greco-Romans.
From them. And
Greco-Romans. Look at their statues. Think about this.
I said all that last week. I said that last week.
Let me give y'all a concept of everybody's God that they pray to. Why you think all this pedophile shit going on? I mean, why you think? Just give me like a 1 second answer. Like, why you think?
I'm not, because that was 1 second. That some questions answer themselves.
Let me tell you why.
Some questions answer themselves.
Let me tell you why all this gay shit and all this pedophile shit going on. Because of God. God, the first pedophile. Think about it now. How old was the Virgin Mary when she got impregnated when he did?
Jesus, take
She
the
was 12 years old. Now you mean to tell me there's other women on earth that's older than 12? He could have sent the baby to any one of them. He chose. Because I don't want to get her shit all blocked. But that's the reason why I don't fuck with religion. Look at Muhammad. If you read the Hadith, that's why some Muslim brothers, they say, I don't read the Hadith. Well, they're not Muslim. Because the Hadith is the ways of life of Muhammad. And you have to read Hadith. And how do you know how to pray? The Quran don't got no diagrams to show you how to make rakat. You got that from Hadith. So you gotta read Hadith. And in Hadith, how old was Muhammad when he married Aisha? He was 54 years old. She was 6. And he didn't beguile her till she was what? 9. And y'all mad at R. Kelly? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I'm mad at R. Don't never say his name.
Get the fuck. I don't care.
Don't say his name.
R. Kelly ain't got nothing on God with that pedophile shit. You kiss my ass. God is the king of the pedophiles.
Step in the name of love.
That's why I don't fuck with religion. Because they trying to rape our little boys and little girls and shit through those books. Fuck religion. That shit weird.
Can we bring up the fact that for 400 years, not only have blacks been enslaved, but have also been brainwashed, broken down? When your enemy's God seems to be stronger than yours, is weakened your faith. Well, I think that's what y'all been saying all this time.
I've been saying that the whole time.
So
you can't.
But listen, but we're not. But remember now. But it's got to be Cam. Just came on, so he don't know. He didn't watch the other 3 lives. He wasn't here.
Well, that's crazy. How he right on it, right off the bat.
Exactly. So we're gonna bypass that.
The energy crazy.
Lovey is telling me to slap the fuck out of you again. They said you should not sleep on your talent. You're a naturally comedic. When is your birthday? Because we're going to do your numbers.
I'm exactly in the middle of the zodiac, and my number's going to end in 11, which when you add it up is equals 2. I'm June 20th, 1983.
June 20th, 1983.
Add that up.
06201983.
That's 6. That's 2. That's 8. That's 1. That's 9. That's 18. That's 26 plus 3 will be 29. 9 and 2 is 11.
And
1 and 1 is 2.
You don't break down the 11s. When you get to the math.
Oh yeah, you don't break down the 11s. Because 11s is what?
Mastermind numbers.
Exactly. And what do the Twin Towers look like?
Why do I go to sleep with questions and wake up with answers? Because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. At nighttime, you dream. When you go to sleep, you dream.
We covered that.
And your ethereal body leaves.
We covered that.
Meaning your spirit actually leaves your body. The reason why you wake back up because
we talked about
your
the death
spirit got back to your body before the demon did.
Again, I'm going to sing Step in the Name of Love. And y'all know how I feel about R. Kelly. We gonna move on.
I love R. Kelly. I made some of my kids to R. Kelly. I don't give a fuck with nobody.
I hate him because
I ain't got nothing to do with him sleeping with Aaliyah.
Because it happened to me.
Knew that shit.
Because it happened to me, so I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that.
Yeah, I know. I don't deal with that. I don't respect that. They should be cut off. Yes. But I ain't got nothing. I wasn't there.
You wasn't there.
You know, if I was on the bus, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck you doing with that little ass girl, fam?
Right.
Oh,
I know
drop me off.
Right.
Give me my bags and give me my check for the last 2 shows.
Some debate mannerism. He told old people. They said you talk old people too much. You work on your debate mannerism.
I don't got a debate mannerism. Fuck all that. We ain't in a debate. If we was in a debate, we got time. Be quiet.
He's passionate. He's not angry. He's
passionate, nigga.
He's passionate. He's very passionate.
Because I've read all these goddamn books. You ever go to a standing lecture? Meaning the nigga who giving the lecture is sitting down and you standing up for 16 fucking hours and I had to pay $1.30 to get in the motherfucker. So can't nobody tell me about no lashing out, none of that. Fuck you, nigga. I'm no offense, but you know what I'm saying? I done stood and watched a nigga talk for 16 hours. That shit was crazy. No chairs. It was no chairs. Meaning it was 2 black people and guess who was there? At a black speaker.
Okay, so listen.
White people.
Bet. Okay, listen. So I'm gonna answer Lovey's question. Lovey said, "Was they doing science experiments on the Africans?"
Yeah.
Hold up. That's another question that answered itself. But I'm gonna go a step further. Before I go,
they doing it on us now.
They doing it now.
High fructose corn syrup.
But listen, there is a movie. It is not sold in America. They do not sell this movie in America, and a lot of people don't know about it. It's called Goodbye, Uncle Tom.
Oh my God.
Now let me tell you, if you are sensitive,
don't watch that.
Do not watch this movie.
That.
Do not watch it. It's watching.
If you sensitive, listen. Please.
Listen. If you cannot watch Roots. If you cannot watch Django.
Which Roots? Oh, hold up. Which Roots?
The original Roots.
The original one when Alex Haley was,
you talking
about the real one.
Yeah, the real Roots.
Well, that's not the real one. The real one is with James Earl Jones when he was actually in the joint.
Right. Well, first of all, you know the Alex Haley and Roots.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
You know,
he brought a white person.
No, it was a black person, but it wasn't. Alex Haley said it was his family, his story, and it wasn't him. Whoever we think wrote Roots, it was not his story. He listened to the family, the real person
who was recording, and then he took it so he could make bread. And that's the same thing he did with the Malcolm X story. But that's another thing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Because I read Malcolm X book too. That shit was long as shit.
So, if you're sensitive to anything that's happened to black people, you cannot watch Goodbye Uncle Tom. And again, it is not sold in America. You have to go online and order it. But watching that movie, I'm telling you, is like watching slavery on Instagram Live.
You know what else you don't want? You know what else you don't want?
So
get the book called 11 Laws of a White Man. And the number one law, their number one law, is to deceive black people as much as possible and never let them know what's on your mind. Now, how does Facebook start off? What's on your mind? Now, don't when you start thinking of shit, it pop up in the ads part of fucking Facebook? Am I lying or am I telling the truth?
They say if I'm lying, I'm flying.
If I'm lying, I'm flying. I'm just sitting in this chair.
No rings.
Shit.
Okay, so y'all telling me I ain't figured my true birthday yet? Probably Nicole. Answer the fucking question. I don't know what the question was. Why would a person not dream? They're not healthy.
Yeah, something's wrong with your chakras. Mm-hmm. Something off. Because if you, first of all, if you're not dreaming, you're dead.
You can be passionate and still have respect for other people talking when it's their turn, especially an elder. Okay, they getting on your ass now.
I don't give a fuck. If you're spreading misinformation, I'm gonna cut you off with the misinformation part.
I have that.
I don't care how old you are.
Yeah. Goodbye. Kai has Goodbye Uncle Tom. It's a very hard movie to watch. Unity is our only problem, in my opinion. If we can actually get that mastered, I think that's when the change will come. Right, but here's the thing, Cam.
You can't have unity. Everybody
want to be the chief.
Can't save everybody.
Yeah. No, but everybody wants to be. Nobody wants to.
You got to do the shit. You got to follow suit. But another reason.
I can't break it down. I can't break. I got. No. Because I got no. Because here how I feel about that. Everybody wants to be the leader.
Chief Indian.
And if the chief Indian, if you understand leadership, then you know that you have to follow, because at some point somebody's better. Okay, so I might be a master iron welder. So I am in charge of making the weapons. Right. I can't fight worth a damn, but you can. So I make you in charge of the fight. Yeah. So I got making the weapons. You got using the weapons.
But she can't fight or make the weapons. But she good with nursing, so she can heal us when we get wounded in battle.
Exactly. So if everybody get in their lane, put their seatbelt and drive in their lane, then you good. Hold on. Let me see what else we. Okay, that's one part. Hold on. It is so at 50-second chance to every. Is it? They got it there. Okay.
Oh my God, we there.
Okay, we right. Okay, okay. So if anybody wants that movie, Goodbye Uncle Tom, 50-second Chancellor is right in the street from me. I will go and pick it up for you. I will go pick up a copy. I'll find out how much it is. I'll pick up the copy for you and mail it to you.
You know what movie makes you feel proud? What? Schindler's List. Watch that movie as a black man. You'll see how white people was treating white people. Did you know Europe had more wars in it than any other place on the face of this earth? White people been killing white people for about 600-700 years.
That's what they do.
They used to, the word ghetto actually comes from Europe. Europe has some of the worst looking ghettos. Thug ghettos, all of them is white people. Now look at your first gangsters. They started here in Philly. Your first mob, your first gangster, your first all that was some Irish niggas fighting some Italian niggas, fighting some European niggas, fighting some Greek niggas. And they all Greeks, all y'all Greeks. Italians, European, whatever the fuck they all Greeks. They all Greek old Roman motherfuckers. All y'all niggas. Think about it. If you look at the Bible, what they say is translated out of the Latin Vulgate. What is Latin? Where do Latin come from? Romance. Italy, where's Rome at? In Italy, the boot. And why do they care so much about Italy? Because you can slide right to Egypt. You can slide right to Libya. You can slide right to the Mount Ararat, which is in Turkey.
All right, here you go. Wait, what color do we dream in? Different colors. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Y'all had the same points, but you wouldn't know that because you constantly talked over both Mbele and Kai. All I'm saying is respect people.
I did know.
All I'm saying is respect people talking time. If you have a rebuttal, save it for your turn. Every being on earth is following the supreme God. Once we unify,
you can't be sister alone.
To be used by God will be good.
See that by God stuff? Yeah, like ain't no God. Stop that.
You distract other people from listening and learning when you cutting people off in the middle of their thought process.
Yeah, because I'm cutting off misinformation.
Of course, they're barbarians. Is there still slavery going on? Yes, there is. Don't watch the trauma. That is the trick to destroy the parts of the brain that allow us to imagine and create. So, Ian Kai, you saying don't watch? Goodbye Uncle Tom?
No, watch that shit.
I think it.
Watch that, and then right after you watch that, go watch Schindler's List.
She said you have great information and share a lot of gems. You just talk over people.
Oh, shut up! She's focusing on negativity. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Do you have to be the first and only one heard? Watch what you put in your spirit.
Oh, shut up! She was Sister Longwind. Ain't no, you know what I mean? How many times you gonna say I'm about to finish? You can't be about to finish 32 times. That's called holding people hostage. Like I do debates, so I know how you get a certain amount of time, and then the moderators cut you off. That's what they're supposed to do.
It's 4:24. Yeah, you got 4 minutes, and we can change the topic and talk about anything else.
Let's talk about the social issues on social media.
Well, only thing that I was just saying about this Goodbye Uncle Tom and the black thing there is that I saw it years and years ago, not knowing that it was the way it is. And it is very traumatic. And, it was to really show me as a younger person what happened to black people. I think, okay, speaking about our history and what happened to us is okay. But let us start dealing with what we don't really normally deal with. And that is the fact that we deal a lot about what happened to us physically. We know about all of this body, and we know all about, not even all about that. But what we're not dealing with today is our soul. Everything is mind, body, no soul talk. And that is really the essence of who we are. We're solar beings. So we don't know ourselves. We're only identifying with slavery And what happened? According to what somebody else has written and what they're showing us in a book, and even more so on a movie. And then today, to update it, because history repeats itself, all the Black women that are taken, and this is happening to our children and being shot. See, we're in the age, remember, everything is being mirrored. So we're still in that same time. We just don't see ourselves being hung on the trees inside the lawn, but we're being taken. So we need to really realize that history is already repeating itself. That's why we are the great ones now, and they can't stay. But it's now that we're just entering a conscious awakening now. But it's not conscious to say, well, let me go and watch this slavery and how I got beat down. Because this is your screen. Your hippocampus really is the screen. And when that's why they put out all of this trauma about this happened to the Black man, this happened to the Black woman, all on the news and even in the theaters, because they want to continuously traumatize us so we can never reach our greatness. Because then, number one, you need all your brain. You need a whole brain the same way you need whole food. So by watching the trauma, you destroy parts of the brain. So they know, well, they ain't never going to do nothing because they keep watching what we're putting out. So that's a weapon that they use. One of the weapons that they use. Because we can't imagine ourselves being great if we keep seeing ourselves in those manners as being beat down. That is the reason why in terms of slavery, when they said that, well, in front of the witch, because we were witch, we used the magic. So what they were saying is when they put that man in front of us and dragged him with the horse and say, well, where's your magic now? So now we stopped using the magic. Why? Because we were traumatized and our man was dragged and our children were taken away. So what magic do I have now? So now we're going to sit up this day in the now Bronze Age and we're going to watch the trauma again. We only have so much room on our forehead, which is our screen. And we're looking at screens and TV and it's being filled up with so many pixels already. But inside of us, we have to project out. And we're not teaching our youth that they're the cosmos. We're telling them about slavery and their physical structure. We're not saying you are everything and you a star, baby. You a young star. And that's when we say youngsters, YOUNGSTERS, but they're young stars because they're now the starburst. See, they're starburst in the Milky Way. And so now we've come through a time where we've lived through the dark ages, but they're born in the age of light because most of them right here is born right now when? At the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So that is why they're so bright right now, because they're bright stars. See? And in order to be worth at this time, you have to be resonant with Mother Earth. You can't be a dumb star because she's in her fifth chakra. So when you see these children moving fast, what did I say? I said Mother Earth is moving fast now. She's not turning around. So she's not even having youth or young stars come to this planet right now that can't keep up. Most of the young stars that are coming right now, they're faster than some of the so-called ones that are calling themselves adults. And that's why it says the young will teach the old. Because then when they get here, they're going to be much faster. And remember, they're just coming from the spirit world. And their head is not even hard yet. The mold is still soft. So they're still getting the waves. They're still getting the transmission. And when you see a child, they're bringing gifts because they're just getting here. So they're not afraid. If we put them in front of the movies and all of the things that are traumatizing, saying we're teaching them, we're not. We're reversing everything. We're instilling the fear. So no, we cannot keep talking about what we were. We have to say we are what we are, and we are stars. We are in a starving role. We have to teach them about who their Orisha is, who is their Ori, and I'm new to that. That is your job. That's why you're still here in the age of Aquarius and Belly, because you are here to teach those babies who they are and that they're stars. There's no more slavery. What slavery? We're free. Free your mind, and the rest will follow.
Wait, free your mind.
Exactly. And you see how you said that? Because guess what? You see that?
Don't be so shallow.
That goes right back to the sound and vibration that we are. Because when I said that, you went right to a song. And you see, when you see a child, no matter how small the child is, you put on something that start to move. And they didn't have to be taught that.
Right. It just
because
has to.
their
So is that
sound
wisdom or is that knowledge?
See, that's when we got to get into definitions.
Is that wisdom? Because she said nobody taught the kid anything.
That's intelligence. That's called intelligence.
That's wisdom. Wisdom deals with intelligence. Knowledge deals with learning.
Learning. Okay. That's what I said. That's what I said.
So no, the kid didn't learn.
No. But that's why I said what's the definition.
All right then. So now let's get back to what I was saying.
Hold on. It's my turn. Now, Ia, I love you. You know that.
I love you. I love you so much.
I have the utmost respect for you. However, I personally did 2 or 3 years ago allow my children to watch Goodbye Uncle Tom, and they were all at tender ages. I did not allow them to watch it because I wanted them to live in fear. I watched it before they did. And once I watched it, I said, oh, y'all need to see this. I made them watch it. And they actually got locked into it and not enjoyed it, but they watched it. They were eager to see what would happen next. They were intrigued and they were learning from it. So for me, I personally feel like that's important to know the depth of what happened to our ancestors and to our elders and people of our lineages that what's the word? Predecessors. Our predecessors.
You're the predecessor. The person before you
was
your successor.
Successors. Okay. I think that it's very important that they know that. Number one, because it shows our endurance. It shows our power. It shows our strength. No other culture or people would have been able to survive what we survived. Period. That's why you see all now, when you see most of these people committing suicide and going crazy because of their economic deficit, those are white folks because they're not accustomed to having their privilege stripped from them. So when you take them and put them in a poor situation, they lose their damn mind. Nigga folk, we've been poor forever from what we know, so what the fuck? That don't mean nothing past the ramen.
Best macaroni and cheese ever came from that government cheese.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we're from what they say. We from the jungle. That's what they say. We from the jungle.
From the jungle.
We from the jungle. What's in the jungle? Wild animals.
Harvey.
Wait. What's in the jungle? Wild animals, right?
Yes.
And we walked among them.
Yes.
Side by side.
Talked to them.
All that.
Slept with them.
All that, right?
Snakes and all that.
All that, right?
Poisonous beetles and all that.
So
they bite you, you're dead.
But a weak motherfucker
couldn't do that. They don't bite us.
A weak person couldn't do that. So I just think that.
But you got Tarzan swinging through the jungle and shit. And Tarzan, what does that mean? It means white skin. All right.
Talking to the animals, and then the black folks around there couldn't do it. So
remember Anthony Quinn in the Medicine Man?
Yeah, I do. So you tell me this white boy came from, he got dropped off, left behind, whatever that. He can master all the elements and everything. But we've been here for how many years? Good. That's
Kung Fu came from us.
Those are questions that answer themselves to me. That stuff, like some stuff. Again, I appreciate how much knowledge you have. I appreciate how much knowledge Rizzy has. But some shit to me is just common damn sense, and it's not a conversation topic to me.
That's why I said
it's a dumb moment. But back to what I was saying was, yes, to me, I personally let my children watch it, and I would encourage anyone who has not seen it to see it, just to see just to see what it was. And that doesn't mean it's going to break your spirit. If anything, I think it should strengthen your spirit. If anything, I think it's good to know that pretty much what you got around you when you're dealing with them. Because what they say, a leopard don't change his spots.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, you see, the only thing that I say about that, right, is that whoever made that video, okay, was it actual or did they create that? And so that it would appear that way as well.
It's called a reenactment.
I'm not saying that it didn't happen that way. But what I'm saying too, when I looked at some of it too, it's like you could go into Africa with people right now who have no financial means and recreate that same thing and pay them. And that the trauma that we have from it is long-standing. Now, I would say that you had great intentions in showing your children, because even so, coming through at the age that you are too, we want to educate our children about, but what I'm saying right now, before we even tell them about that history, we have to teach them who they are.
Okay,
Truly
well,
who they are.
okay. Let me say this one last thing. Let me say something. For me, you're right, because I've always taught my children who they are. And you know my children. You know I'm hard on my kids when they don't give themselves 125%. So I get what you're saying. There is a balance. It's unfortunate that the way society or the Western world has taught us to teach our children that we are the children of slaves. We are not the children of slaves. We are the children of Africans. We are the children of stolen people, but we are not slaves.
Right. See, we are first we teach the children.
We're gonna give them free. I'm watching the time. We'll get
Right. We teach the children first that they're the cosmos, and all that has happened to us during slavery time is what we're seeing depicted is because of what we did. You see, and that's the first thing. We have to know our cosmic self, because physically all this is still mindfuck. Even the slavery. See, we're going there again. We're going in and out of consciousness because, see, all this shit is happening in our mind. And yeah, I did say shit. See, because
she said mindfuck and say she said shit. Okay.
But mindfuck is a word that's in the dictionary. Young people taught me about mindfuck.
Shit is too.
It's in the dictionary. So I'm keeping up with the young people because the young people just teach me, right? And so what I'm saying is that even slavery, that is also appearance. We keep saying we went through. But remember, we left the garden. And so our ancestors made us to go to learn so that we want to go back to the garden. So this is still all this slavery stuff is still mindfuck. It's not, this is matrix. And we can't be going in and out of consciousness saying, yeah, we were slave, and saying one thing, we in the matrix. Either you in the matrix or you was a slave. But what happened is really we wanted to be saved from this matrix. See, not a slave, but saved. And that's when Jesus was created, because we wanted to save. We wouldn't want to save ourselves. So we enslaved ourselves because we needed to be saved from what we now are in, that we don't know how to get out of, because we need to be saved to go back to the garden. But in order to be saved, we created a savior because we lost our savor. And we are nothing but salt. And it says, what is the salt? When it has lost its savor. Meaning that's what we are. When you have water, water doesn't conduct energy, salt does. And so that's what we are. We're the salt of the earth. We're the first. So we're going through all of this because of what we said. And now, when we get our ass kicked, right, by other, what we call so-called races, we need to see those other races as we see ourselves. Because then when we start dividing, now that's when we get conquered, because we were the first. So we don't see ourselves and others knowing that, oh yes, the black race created all these others. They come from us, yes, but they are only reflecting us. So when we start to realize, oh, they're us, then the game is over, because that means we are raised our consciousness, because then they will reflect us, because we are back in our rightful position. Right now,
I'm going to think all that through. I'm going to process that.
Come on,
I got process that. Go ahead. Come on. I got process that.
That's why I said what she just said. That's why I said we're not the same as white people. We're not. Physically, genetically, DNA-wise, whatever. We're not them.
They're not us.
We're not them.
Right. The physical structure is not, but
I ain't cut you
yes.
off.
Right. That's right.
You got to deal in right now. How we here, gas, air, solid, liquid, water, all that is physical. Thoughts,
are physical. My heartbeat, physical. This physical. So when you say we can't be focusing more on the mind and the body, well, the mind and the body is the key to the soul. If you subtract the mind and the body, mind you, the mind and the body and the mind and the brain are two different things. Your brain is your your mind is your subconscious. Your brain is your pituitary gland, the shit you see consciously. But what are they attacking? This is why I say it's a war going on. And I prepare my kids for war. My kids go to Eagle Scouts, they shooting real guns, they shooting bow and arrows and all that shit. They know how to load a shotgun. I got guns in my motherfucking crib, real Jones. I teach them how to load them Jones, take the clip out, all that. You need to teach your kids that. White people teach their kids how to hunt and shoot and all that shit at 4 and 5 years old.
Because they can't leave this physical realm. They don't have a soul.
Peep game. Your body can't physically leave this realm. It's your inside that leaves this realm. It's your data that leaves this realm. Because what are you leaving? You're going somewhere to transmute data back to somewhere. You're going to give information back to something. Mind you, the creator created itself so it can know itself. Right? And this is why we must know, and the creator chose to make itself what? A female. So we have to understand what the woman is and what her role is in society. Now, when we look at that, we stopped fucking with a family. We started doing everything what the white man doing. Slick, dye, fried, laid to this high, perm hair. Everybody want the glitz and the glam. And we got off the track. Everybody got comfortable. Oh, I got a job. Oh, I got a house here. We was enslaved like 400 years ago, but it's kind of good now. I got an Audi. I got this. So comfort. You cannot be comfortable living with your oppressor. I'm going to say that again. You can't be comfortable living with your oppressor while the oppressor is giving Chinese people back their reparations. Asians back their Hindus back their reparations. Jews got their reparations. All these other people got their reparations for slavery except black people. Where's our reparations? Where's our money at? Where's our land? You gave the police to the Irish. You gave the fire department to the Italians. You gave the government and all that shit to some Europeans and British and Greco-Roman motherfuckers. So where's our piece of the pie? And everybody stole from us. So when you say we got to just be thinking spiritual, and the Asian is having his heaven on earth right now. The East Asian or East European, East Indian, they're having their heaven on earth right now. They're getting all of their shit right now. The Dominican is buying up all of the stores and shit right now. 7-Elevens, all that, all your gas stations are owned by the Arabs right now. And they're taking everything from Africa. So you cannot say in one breath, don't fuck with history, and then say history is repeating itself. Because remember you said history was written by man. And then you said history is repeating itself.
What? No. I didn't.
Yes, you
right.
did.
Hold on.
Yes, you did.
Wait a minute. I said
history.
Wait, hold on. I said history. Let me say.
I know what you said. I got a good memory. You said we shouldn't follow the be worried about history because history was written by man. And then you said a little bit later, you said history repeats itself. So what I'm saying is the history that's repeating itself is the same shit that these people were writing about. It's going on now. Now, where we died at, where we failed as a people at, was social integration. Wanting to be integrated with white people, want to go to school with them. Our major thing is what Marcus Garvey said, the greatest leader of all time. We need to separate from them. We are not them. We're not.
Okay, I just want.
You can't live with your enemy.
That's look cute.
Nala told Simba that the other little black lion, they was like, he is not one of us.
And then look at Scar. Scar looked all small compared to Simba dad.
Yes, because
Why? What's that showing?
No.
Anything that leaves Africa will degenerate. Look Look at the
No,
Asian
somebody,
elephant
no.
compared to
Somebody,
the
no.
African
Somebody
elephant.
said, Hamza. Hamza.
That's why we grow beards.
Hold on.
Because we left out of
Hold
Africa.
on. Hamza. Come here, please. Child, I'm about to end all this right now.
I'm going to say, let me just say this one thing, right? When I said history repeats itself, because I said that it's astrology. Now, in reference to the writings in the books and things of that nature, on videos or whatever, they're making it all off of astrology because we're stars. And that's why we have superstars and rock stars. You see, because everything is based on the aspects. So when it comes in terms of enslavement and all of this Philadelphia experiments and time travels, they stole all our stuff and they know that we are time travelers.
All right, both of y'all.
Spider-Man.
Okay, both of y'all.
You know that's a story about a woman, right? Spider-Man is a story about a woman.
No, I didn't know that.
Spider-Woman. Look up. She was whooping ass in America. Black lady.
Is you the
Oh, go
one?
ahead.
You the one gave me the theory about Mufasa and them?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Come on, I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself from that dumb shit you did this morning. Come on, Mufasa. Come on, tell the story.
You got my life?
Yes.
All right, so Mufasa and Scar are not real brothers because if you look at everybody, all the other females in the Pride, and if you look up through the generations on Google, all of Mufasa's side have like the light brown, nice manes. Scar, on the other hand, has the darker black mane. But here's the thing. Because in Africa, there was more land, more pride, and more lions around, it would make sense that a lone cub was left from a weaker tribe, and the stronger picked it up. It was a male. We could carry on the generation. It would make sense. But because Mufasa is actually their actual son, even though Scar could be older, that would make sense why they had some type of tension. You're not the real brother. Well, I am. I'm still part of his family, right? If you look at Nala, Nala has green eyes.
Green eyes.
And guess what? Scar has green eyes. Which would make sense that the two brothers are battling for the females in the pride, which is why every other female in that pride has blue eyes like Mufasa. All the other cousins
And Simba.
And Simba has the blue eyes. And Nala, and all the other cubs, has green eyes. Which makes sense that the older brother happened to get to the bad John first. The younger brother came and ended up taking his girl. That could be some tension.
Now when we go in history, what are all the wars fought over? A female.
Oh God, Gully, shut
A
up.
female.
She said, "Oh God."
Oh
female.
God, here goes.
All the wars started in Greece over Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Over Nefertiti.
And you see,
this
Bella,
is
you
about
said
a
it the best.
female, man. Now think
You said
about
it the
it. Let me tell you
best.
why slavery started. Slavery started because white people
Because of
knew
the woman.
genetically
You said it the best.
we
Bella.
can kill them genetically. All we have to do
Hold
is
on,
have
hold on.
sex with white women and bye white people.
That's true. That's a fact. Now,
She
hold
said
on.
everybody.
No,
I'm
no, no,
dead
no, 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 no,
serious.
no. That's
If
fine.
a black woman, listen, a black woman
Bella,
should
you
not
said
let
it
a
the
white man
very
swim in
best.
her pool. But if black men
Y'all niggas keep acting like niggas. I'm getting a white man in 2020. I tell you that. Now I might not have sex with him. I might not have sex with my white boyfriend, but I'm gonna get
But
one.
in
'Cause I'm tired.
In Bella, you said it the best. It's all about magic. And the woman with the long titties, yes, right, who they didn't listen to. Because magic is dealing with the spirit world, the unseen. And all of this, like I said again, all this slavery, this happened, that happened. That's magic. That's what we think we see. If they would have listened to the woman, they would have said, "You don't even see that. It's not happening. You can create what you will." And that's what you're saying. And they're still not hearing you with the long titties.
Me and my long titties.
Look, and I don't have any. So look.
But you got ass for days, Ia.
Yes,
Yo,
exactly.
Listen,
Exactly.
Ia got knowledge and booty for days. Ia got booty, rocking everywhere.
And that's why we work together, because what I don't have, you have.
And vice versa.
You see? But they're not hearing you about the magic. This whole thing is magic. That's what the mind fuck means. It's magic. Means it's not happening. Stop talking about it. Create what we will. Use the energies that you have, the powers that you have. Use nature to create. Put those fruits and vegetables out and cause the energy to shift. We have to get back to the magic. And then all of this is going to erase once we're what? Conscious of it. We're not conscious of the magic.
Because we were told that the black magic is bad.
And because we were traumatized, right? Once again, through the slavery.
But
so
they
what we
love some black coochie.
Because it's magical.
Once you go black, you never
and
go
it's
back.
home. And it's home. It's the motherland.
And they love sucking off it in every way.
And guess what? And that's why now we're supposed to be vegan. Because what is that? But sucking from your mother.
And if y'all pussy all go suck on them, mama.
Yes, exactly. And right now, when you go from the earth and you take the fruit and vegetable, right?
Oh God,
that's sucking, that's eating, that's called eating from your mother. You see? And that's the age that we're in right now. It's called eating from your mother. It's a conscious now.
Killing and murdering is actually what we do.
Bring back, you see? It's called bring back the magic right now.
Hold on.
Mbele, look at you said, Mbele, look at you said.
Hold on. I would say that I get what you're saying, but it wouldn't be necessarily murdering. It would be more like
survival.
The survival struggle, like because murdering for prey would be like, all right, there's 10 zebras. I know I can catch one, but because I feel like I'm gonna chop 1, chop 2, chop 3, chop 4, take 1 and leave. That's what that would be. That'd be killing for fun. But for survival,
who do that though? Who did that as a so-called race of people? Who did that to Africa? Because Africans never invaded.
We never did that.
Africa never invaded no country.
I was saying we as people. That's what we do now.
Right, but that's not of it. That's he's talking about.
I'm talking about the
ethnicity.
In history.
In history, but we still do
In history. Who is the person that did what you described?
White people.
Nigga.
Who doesn't count?
Nigga. No.
Yeah.
If you go in any ghetto, you will hear people saying black people killing black people killing black people. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you hear that?
Yeah.
Now go Google right now.
Uh-huh.
The #1 killer in black teenagers right now. You'll go see who it is. It's police.
I'm aware who it is.
It's the police.
And
Police
hold
kill us.
on. No. Okay, but wait, but stop.
Fact.
But wait, stop. Hold on. Number one, I need to know, follow. And number two, they tell us there is more of us killing us. They put it as if we are the ones, but in all actuality,
White people kill more black people.
not even that. White people kill more white people than black.
White people kill more white people
but no, just to break it down and keep it simple, white people kill more than anybody. So
on Earth.
So who and what they killing is fucking
They're
irrelevant.
killing us with this shit right here.
Who or what?
Put this on the camera. Put this on
I'm
the
not
camera.
putting my goddamn Aunt Jemima
Put
on
the
there.
fucking Aunt
No,
Jemima
I'm
on
not.
It got high fructose corn syrup. That's plastic.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it. That's y'all little conversation. But did y'all hear? All right, so there was this white female cop, some black boy. It was in Philly, and some black boy had walked past the car, and he shot her. It took that black family almost 3 years to get. I think like 10 years to get at least like $3 million. Plus, you have to pay your lawyers and everything. So them getting like 1.5 million. Some black cop shot a white woman for the same situation. He felt threatened when she was walking towards him. He shot her. They went to court one day. Didn't go to trial. They got 20 million off of one court date. Of course, paying off the lawyers. They ended up making at least what 29.5.
Now let me tell you why it's separation. You know what I mean? Why we need to separate. Black kids in the city, fucked up area, get about 2,000 to 4,000 per kid in that school. That's the funding, right? But if they put your ass in special ed, they get about 18,000. That's a $14,000 markup. White kids, same school, fucked up neighborhood with the black kids, they get 18,000 per kid without going to section or special ed. Now imagine if they go to special ed, they get 2 times, 3 times the money. So when you talk about integrating with these people, we can't do that. The numbers don't lie. The average black household in America, make about 17 to 20.
Hold up. According to the FBI
White people.
2019 report, the most dangerous people in America are white men from the ages of 14 and 65.
My nigga.
All right, I'm talking.
My nigga. Who Googled that?
Geechee.
I love her.
Geechee.
All right.
Because those are the ones that can't make
So
it.
this is what I'm saying. When
They
you
can't
say
be
white
wrong.
people are a
They
race,
can't go where we're
and
going.
they came from us.
That's
They didn't
right.
come from us. We created
They're
them.
self-destructive.
We made them in a laboratory. All other species of people were made in a laboratory. We were created by that beautiful ball of gas in the sky called the sun. A full spectrum of light.
Nigga, you
Hold up.
nigga, hold on. You using the N-word. You're lying.
I'm sorry.
I was made
By the sun.
by a ribbon in the sky.
I hate you right now.
Love.